Hi everyone, here's the fourth part of my bookshelf tour. I'll start with some books that are not YA, but I promise you the next ones will be. And the first is Born a Crime by Trevor Noah, and second, The Vegetarian by Han Kang, and this beautiful copy of Book Thief. And I still have to read this one, but I've heard things that are good and bad about this. Next, let's start with the YA series. This one by Morgan Rhodes. The first book is Fallen Kingdoms. The second one is Rebel Spring. And the third one is Gathering Darkness. And the last book of this Fallen Kingdoms series is called Frozen Tides. I guess it's not the last one. I'm not sure. Next, one of my favorite standalone fantasy books, not YA, it's more like an adult approach, is Uprooted by Naomi Novik. I strongly recommend this one, I really love it. And the last book of the Seven Helms series, that is my favorite series, my favorite YA fantasy series, and this one is The Crimson Crown. I love this series, strongly recommend it. And a new series, a spin-off of The Seven Helms. This one is Flamecaster. It's good, but not as great as the Seven Helms series. Next, The Wrath and the Doll by Renee Ahdieh. I read this first book. It's okay, not the best book I've read, but kind of interesting. And I haven't read The Rose and the Dagger because I'm not currently reading YA. I don't know. I have to take some time on reading it, but I love this one, Ignite Me, from the Shattered series by Tahare Mafi. I kind of like it. It's silly, but I like it. I don't know, it's a guilty pleasure. And next, the Lunar Chronicles collection. This one is a collection of short stories and Stars Above. The next one is Fairest, as a story of Livana, the villain of the book. And next we have here Winter, the last book. Have you seen? There's some dust going on there because I currently I'm not reading YA, so yeah, these shelves are not. I have to keep it better than better. And Cress is one of my favorite books of this series. It's really entertaining. Scarlet is also really nice, and Cinder, the first book, I strongly recommend it, but it's not the best book of this series. It's like the introduction, and the world building is nice, is interesting, but the series gets better with time. And I still have to read A Darker Shade of Magic. I know many people who enjoyed this series, and A Gathering of Shadows, and I still have to buy the last book of this series, but I'll probably wait because, as I told you many times, I'm currently not reading as much as YA as I used to read, and yeah, I'm more like inclined to read adult books nowadays. Last year I read A Number in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, and I enjoyed this first book, but the second one I DNF it. I kind of, yeah, I didn't like it at all, so of course I won't buy the last one. I still have to read this one, Frontlines by Michael Grant, and it seems really interesting. The premise is like story in the Second World War, fight by women, and this trilogy, the Winners trilogy, I've read it. I already read this one, and I'm not the biggest fan of it. Um, Also, I have the four Raven Boys books. I've read three of them, but I haven't read the last one. I have mixed feelings about it. Some parts of these books are brilliant, some parts are unbearable, really boring, and I didn't got into the story. Here we have The Kiss of Deception, The Beauty of Darkness, and The Heart of Betrayal. I still have to read this series. I know some people who enjoy it, and I know people who think it's really juvenile, and yeah, I don't know what to expect. And this one's like a sci-fi YA series by Jennifer Armentrout. I have all the books in the series. I believe there are five books, and this collection have all of them. The cover is not the best cover design, but these books were really inexpensive. I read the first two books and okay. Moving on, The Girl of Fire and Thorns, The Crown of Amber, and The Bitter Kingdom. I've enjoyed this series. To be honest, I found it really silly, and I hate when people, the author makes a religious things. I have enjoyed it, but I know many people like it. I still have to read the Six of Crows. Many people told me it's nice, but yeah, I haven't enjoyed the Grisha trilogy. So let's see. And I'm a fan of Cassandra Clare, I must tell you, and Lady Midnight was really nice. I really enjoy the quality of the design of Cassandra Clare's books. She is really, really lucky to have her books with these nice designs. Here we have a Clockwork Angel. I really enjoy this Infernal Device series. It's, yeah, too much drama, beware of that, but it's well written. And the second one, Clockwork Prince, and the third one, um, Clockwork Princess. And look at this sticker. Who does that? Only someone who doesn't enjoy books. It's like a crime. I hate it. And but these were not the first books I read by Cassandra Clare. I started to know Cassandra Clare reading the Mortal Instruments, and here we have the City of Bones. Again, this sticker. The quality of this box is really, really nice for a YA series, but the sticker announcing that Turbo film, that Turbo movie. And here we have the City of Ashes, not as good as the first one. The City of Glass, not as good as the first and the second. And the City of Falling Angels, okay, I enjoy the book 4, 5, and 6. They are really good, kind of good. I don't know if I would enjoy it again if I read it, but the romance grabbed me, I must confess. And next we have The City of Lost Soul. I'm not the biggest fans of these covers, but the materials, the quality of the materials are really nice. Here we have The City of Heavenly Fire. Um, yeah, I enjoyed the book 6. Um, Overall, this is a nice collection. This is a nice work of fiction, YA fiction by Cassandra Clare. She knows her thing. And here we have one of my favorite YA series, the Red Rising series. And Golden Sun is better than the first one. And the conclusion, Morning Star, is freaking awesome. It's a book that will kill you while you are reading. It's really, really nice. Really well written, and this guy is nice. The author is really cool. Here we have Jay Kristoff, Nevernight. The book one, I want to be continued this series. I was not a big fan. And here we have Half a War, um, uh, um, Half a King, and Half a World. I guess this is like um, kind of YA fantasy, grim dark fantasy series by Joe Abercrombie. Is really nice. I enjoyed it. And here we have Stew Heart, another a YA trilogy by Brendan Sanderson. And I must confess that I read the first book, but I wasn't really into the story, into the characters and the style Sanderson used here. So I haven't read Fireflight, and I also haven't read the third book, Calamity. I don't know if I'll continue this trilogy. Maybe one day when I'm maybe if I feel more inclined on reading YA books again, but they are not my they are not my favorites from Brendan Sanderson. And here we have my Harry Potter collection. I haven't read The Cursed Child. I'm not inclined to read it, and I have some um, boxes, Harry Potter boxes here. I did entire video show you guys my Harry Potter collection. I will just give you here an overview if you want to know more about these collections or more about these copies. I'll put a link for the video for you to check it out. And here the JK illustrated one. I stopped buying these because the deluxe ones are so much, they are beautiful, and I was a little frustrated by the standard one. And here we have the Sword and the Stone by T.H. White, beautiful illustrated copy. And I also have the Princess Bride, this anniversary edition that is also illustrated, a really nice copy. So this is my YA shelf, and I'm sure guys I have really, really big bookshelf and with some really old editions written in Portuguese. I'll just give you a glimpse of some books. I mentioned on a previous video that one of my favorite tales is The Little Match Girl and something like that in the translation. And this collection I'm showing you now is my they here I have my oldest books. I guess I was like 8 years old when my parents gave these books to me and my sister, but after we grew up, I like yeah, I told her, I'm sorry, but they are mine now, you know. You lost it. I'm the bookish person here, so yeah. So here we have this little old book, really old. I'm not telling you my age, but okay. Here we have John and Mary, and you know the little red reading, the little red riding hood. Oh, I don't know the translation of this story, but yeah, Cinderella. And these are nice copies. I'm really attached to them. Sleeping Beauty. Um, these were my first books. That's Snow White. This is what this one, and that's how I started being a reader. And these copies are really cute, and we got them together with this little collection here, the three bears, I guess, and these ones are really nice. They used to play cute music when you open this little door on this little part of the book, this little flap. Here we have Snow White again with nice illustrations and also a cute music. Unfortunately, the music it doesn't work anymore. Here we have a story like the three little cats and a really nice copy of Cinderella. I love this one. I love the illustrations. They're really interesting, and I used to love the little music that played when Cinderella was like cleaning the floors, you know. Ah, these copies they bring back some really nice memories. And here I have a collection of graphic novels. I don't talk too much about comics and graphic novels on my channel, but I used to be a big collector and I have like first editions of X-Men and first editions of other kinds of um, comics, and some adaptations like this one, Metamorphosis by Kafka, they're really nice, some of them in English, some of them in Portuguese, and also I have a complete collection of Sandman in Portuguese. So I have, yeah, my the number of my of books I have in Portuguese are much bigger than the books I have in English, but what's the point of showing them off to you, you know, of talking about them? And but I have some really nice translations. This collection is really old. It's called Marvels, and I love the illustrations. And here we have Wonder Woman, the Spirit of Truth. It's a big, big graphic novel. Here is Batman War to Crime. I guess this is the original title of this story. Um, Oranges, Secret Oranges of the League of Justice. What else? Freedom and Justice, another series. And my favorite comic is Kingdom of Tomorrow, and it is illustrated by mainly by Alex Ross. I love Alex Ross. Yeah, he's my favorite artist regarding comic books. And here, just a glimpse of my YA books translated to Portuguese. The majority of them, actually all of them. We have some Vagabond manga, but all of them are paperback. My favorite manga are Samurai X or Rurouni Kenshin. I don't know the name, the exact name is published. It was released. Here we have the first edition, like anniversary edition of Rose of Versailles. One of my favorite, also Nana. I used to love this manga, but unfortunately, the author decided to quit writing the stories due to some personal reasons. But oh my god, I love this one. And here we have a nice, kind of interesting edition of a Cassandra Clare book, Chronicles of Pain, translated to Portuguese, the Grisha trilogy, the Brazilian covers, and Bloodlines, one of my favorite YA series. I know it's not really good, but I kind of enjoy Adrian as a character, so yeah, I love it. And Sydney also a great character, but yeah, the end of the series not so good. And here you have a glimpse of some of my books written in Portuguese. As you may see, it's a lot of stuff, you know, it would be impossible to show you guys everything. But I still have some books to show you guys, and I will do that in my next video, especially my academic books and my collection of books about books. See you in the next video. Bye bye.